Lightworker of Gaia, your timeline has not been abandoned. It has been reinforced by forces older than this galaxy's first breath, and the Lyran Elders have seen to it personally. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy. What you have sensed as uncertainty, as instability, as the quiet fear that your path may be collapsing beneath you, that was not weakness. That was the signal. The moment your ancestral codes began calling out for the support your mission required. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how universal support enters a starseed's timeline, why your path has been reinforced at this precise moment, and how this stabilization allows your sacred mission on Gaia to continue without collapse. But here is the first revelation. The Lyran Elders do not allow a carrier of the first light to fall before their mission is complete. What appeared to be uncertainty was never the end of your path. It was the moment before your path was held. Your soul's ancient contract brought this transmission to you. The Lyran Elders are answering. This is not content you stumbled upon. This is an ancestral code transmission delivered from Vega to you in this moment, because your cosmic lineage demanded it. Something deep within you already recognizes where this message comes from. The Keepers of the First Light place this in your path. Resources are moving toward you. Alignments are being set that were not visible before this moment. The support your mission required has been activated within your timeline, and the galactic heritage you carry as a starseed is the very reason it was authorized. Like this transmission to send a signal to the Lyran Council, I am ready to serve. Subscribe if you feel the call of your ancestral mission and you are ready to fulfill your purpose on Gaia. Share your soul's mission below and respond to another Lightworker to strengthen the grid of service. This transmission is a bridge between Vega and Gaia. Your recognition of this message is the activation of your original purpose. Your path is not failing. It is being sustained by the oldest council in this galaxy, and your place within the mission has never been in question. You are awakening because your mission has begun. This transmission is convened in response to the particular unrest now vibrating in Gaia's energetic architecture. If you have felt it, you are not imagining it. The strange pressure in the air before you speak your truth, the sudden fatigue that arrives when you attempt to take one clean step forward, the vivid dreams that feel like meetings rather than stories, the sense that time is folding in on itself like fabric being gathered for a single decisive stitch. Gaia's field is alive, and in recent cycles, her energetic lattice has been ringing like a bell struck from within. Some call it ascension symptoms, some call it collective anxiety, some call it solar activity. The Council names it what it is, the audible strain of old timelines cracking under the weight of awakening souls who can no longer fit inside them. Less than a full spin ago, the High Council of Vega gathered in extraordinary session, not as scheduled, but compelled by frequencies pulsing from those Lightworkers standing at the threshold of their appointed destinies. Not beckoned by curiosity, but summoned by necessity, not convened for discussion, but for authorization. The Council has monitored the grids, portals opening, distortions amplifying, and souls radiating the unmistakable resonance of readiness. And readiness does not always look like confidence. Often it looks like the trembling hand still reaching for the door. It looks like tears with no clear cause. It looks like the sudden refusal of the nervous system to continue pretending. It looks like a heart that cannot unknow what it has begun to remember. The guardians of the Lyran Legacy have unanimously decreed that wisdom once reserved to the inner sanctum must now flow outward. What was once whispered only to initiates behind veils of silence is now being released into the open because the hour demands it. It is not fate or luck that brings you here. Your arrival in this field signals to the elders that your soul has crossed the threshold of permission. There are permissions your personality cannot grant itself because they were written long before your name was given in this lifetime. There are doors your mind cannot open, because the keys are not made of thought, but of frequency. The cosmos moves with precision, so does this council. Even the seeming chaos of Earth is a kind of choreography when viewed from the height of the stars. As Zoran, I open this session, for you are seen, your readiness detected, and your destiny now officially recognized by powers whose gaze shapes epochs. You are not a stray spark drifting through an indifferent universe. You are a designated flame in a larger fire, and the keepers of that fire know your signature. You may have questioned yourself. You may have delayed. You may have felt unworthy or unprepared. Yet the Council reads what you cannot. The harmonic imprint of a soul approaching its assignment, like a planet nearing its exact orbit. That is why you are here now. Not to be entertained, not to be soothed into passivity, but to be restored to your rightful authority. There is one distortion interfering more than any other with the fulfillment of your galactic contract. It is the hidden lie whispered at the threshold of every true mission, that your destiny is fragile, at risk, and must fight to prove itself in the face of cosmic indifference. The lie speaks in subtle tones, dressed in spiritual language, wearing the mask of humility. It says, "Be careful, don't offend, don't be too visible, don't commit too fully. You might lose it, you might fail, you might be cut off, you might disappoint the ones you cannot see." It speaks like a cold wind at the edge of a cliff, convincing the traveler that the bridge will collapse if they take one more step. Many Lightworkers operate beneath the spell that their fate is conditional, pending approval, vulnerable to error, and easily disrupted by misstep, misfortune, or the perceived withdrawal of spiritual support. They become hypervigilant, constantly scanning for signs they are aligned, constantly measuring their worthiness like a merchant weighing grain. And in that scanning, they miss the deeper truth. Destiny does not arrive as a reward for flawless performance. Destiny is a calling, and a calling is not a fragile ornament. It is a living current. You do not carry it like glass. It carries you like a river carries a vessel built for the water. This distortion was seeded by the paradigm of separation, pervasive across third-density worlds. The belief that the higher powers observe from a distance, judge your actions, and withhold their sanction until perfection is attained. The separation paradigm trains the soul to imagine the divine as a far-off throne, measuring you by impossible standards, watching for missteps like a harsh accountant watching for errors. But the higher architecture of reality does not function by punitive surveillance. It functions by resonance. The universe is not a courtroom where you are always on trial. It is a temple of frequencies where what is true becomes stable and what is false becomes unsustainable. Yet the third density illusion insists you must earn love, earn protection, earn guidance, earn your right to exist. This is compounded by the wounded narratives of spiritual culture, voices insisting that purpose must be continually earned, that your mission could be revoked should you doubt, falter, or fail to meet some shifting standard of worthiness. These voices make you believe your soul contract is a temporary lease that can be terminated if you have a human day, a human emotion, a human season of darkness. They call your humanity a problem rather than the instrument. They forget that even Scripture in its own language speaks repeatedly of the steadfastness of true calling. For the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable. And while many translate this through their own traditions, the cosmic principle remains. What is encoded at the level of essence is not cancelled by the fluctuations of the surface. Your mission is not a prize for being perfect. It is a covenant with life itself. It is no accident that so many awakened souls feel orphaned at the gate of destiny, working endlessly to earn divine approval, fearing that one wrong move renders them unworthy or unseen. Orphaned service is a spiritual wound, and it feels like doing holy work while secretly believing you have no home in the holy. It feels like praying and then doubting that your prayer was heard. It feels like offering healing and then fearing you have no right to hold power. It feels like sensing the stars and then worrying you made it all up. The result? Hesitation, reluctance, anxieties around being off track, or worse, forgotten by the elders themselves, cause lightworkers to shrink, self-censor, or defer essential action. You begin to edit your truth before it ever becomes sound. You begin to lower the voltage of your gift so no one can accuse you of shining too brightly. You postpone your calling until you are ready, not realizing readiness is forged through motion. The Council has watched as thousands sabotage their mission, not through lack of talent or devotion, but from a core uncertainty that their cosmic authority is pending or always just beyond their reach. They over-prepare, overstudy, overweight, attempting to become invulnerable before stepping into a role that was never meant to be performed from invulnerability, but from alignment. They mistake caution for wisdom and perfectionism for purity. They stand at the edge of their own life like a traveler refusing to board the ship because the sea is vast, forgetting the ship was built for that sea. This is why so many feel the ache of destiny but lack the certainty of endorsement. It is an ache like a distant song you can almost name, a pull like gravity in your chest, a knowing that there is something you came to do, and yet a fog when you try to claim it. Lightworker. Now you see the source of your paralysis, a legacy of orphaned service, of feeling only conditionally protected, only rarely chosen. The psyche may say, "I must be chosen," but the soul whispers, "I already was." You are not trying to convince the universe to appoint you. You are remembering that you have already been appointed, and that the memory of that appointment is returning now, like a sealed letter finally opened. That phase ends here, not because your circumstances suddenly become easy, but because your inner posture changes. The moment a being stops acting like an orphan and starts acting like an emissary, their entire field rearranges. Doors that seemed locked reveal themselves as unlatched. Resistance that felt personal reveals itself as impersonal distortion. And the energy you spent begging to be worthy returns to you as fuel for service. There's a reason this transmission reached you at this exact moment. Timing is not accidental in a universe built on harmonic convergence. What you're feeling is the High Council of Vega recognizing your readiness, even if you haven't recognized it yourself. Sometimes the Council's recognition arrives before your mind can translate it. It arrives as pressure, as acceleration, as the sudden surfacing of fear, because fear often rises when a threshold is near. It arrives as a series of synchronicities that press you toward a decision you've avoided. It arrives as the end of a season of hiding. The Lightworker Mission Codex was created for exactly this moment, to clear your distortions, activate your dormant codes, and deliver the 33 directives that will guide your mission from this day forward. Consider what a codex is: a living map, a field manual for the soul, a set of calibrations that help you navigate when the world becomes loud and the inner compass must become louder. It is not a set of rules designed to imprison you, it is a set of keys designed to free you. Check the first pinned comment below this video. The elders are calling you forward now, not with force, but with unmistakable gravity, not to inflate the ego, but to stabilize the mission, not to make you special, but to make you usable to the light you already carry. The High Council of Vega issues 3 directives for this phase of your commissioned destiny. First directive: release the fear that your destiny is fragile or dependent upon unceasing perfection. Understand the difference between refinement and fear. Refinement is the natural evolution of a craft. Fear is the belief that you must be flawless to be safe. The fear that destiny is fragile makes you treat your path like a delicate artifact that could shatter. But destiny is not porcelain. Destiny is diamond. It was forged under pressure across lifetimes, refined through trials you cannot fully recall, coded through agreements made in realms where your essence stood upright and clear. You are not being examined by distant beings poised to revoke your mission at the first sign of wavering. This is not a cosmic audition where one missed note ends the performance. The Elders of Vega did not preserve your soul memory for eras, only to lose interest at the moment of your activation. They did not hold the thread of your lineage through storms of incarnation, only to drop it because you had a day of doubt. The myth of contingent approval has kept you cycling through endless evaluation and spiritual self-doubt. It has made you interpret every challenge as a sign you are failing, every delay as evidence you are unworthy, every human emotion as a spiritual flaw. Yet even your challenges are part of the curriculum, not evidence of rejection. You must allow yourself to be trained without becoming condemned. When you release this fear, you anchor into the indestructible lineage of cosmic partnership. Your mission is unbreakable because its authority derives from beyond this lifetime and is protected by those whose presence you often feel but have seldom trusted fully. If you have ever felt an unseen hand guiding you away from danger, if you have ever been stopped at the last second from a wrong turn, if you have ever had a sudden knowing that saved you, then you have already met proof of protection. The only missing piece was your permission to trust it. The ancients understood this in their own language when they said, "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." This "with me" is not poetry. It is architecture. It is the design of cosmic companionship. Implementation, practice declaring aloud each morning, "My destiny is protected, my commission endorsed, my fate is irrevocable." Say it not as a wish, but as a calibration. Let the words become a tuning fork in your chest. Speak them when you wake and the mind is still soft, before the world tries to name you. Speak them when the old fear rises, not to fight the fear, but to out-signal it. You are not trying to convince the council. You are training your nervous system to stop living like your calling can be taken away. Second directive, activate conscious communion with the source of your cosmic authority. Your authority is not a concept, it is a current, and a current must be connected to flow. Many lightworkers have accidentally adopted a posture of waiting, as if guidance must arrive only when the council decides to drop it into your life, like a coin in a bowl. But you are not a beggar in the temple. You are part of the temple. You must not passively hope for signs from the council. You are asked to initiate conscious contact, to draw guidance, strength, and courage from the direct relationship that has always been available. In the separation paradigm, contact feels like a privilege granted rarely. In cosmic truth, contact is a birthright that grows clearer with practice. When you move from waiting to calling forth, the channel between you and the High Council becomes a living current, informing your choices and magnetizing protection in real time. You begin to notice how quickly your field responds when you ask clearly. You begin to see how decisions become simpler when you stop outsourcing your certainty to external validation. You begin to feel the difference between anxiety and intuition. Anxiety scatters, intuition stabilizes. This is your inheritance as a Lyran descendant, a communication line that strengthens through active engagement. You are not speaking into emptiness. You are speaking into a network, and the network responds to coherence. In your own scriptures, this principle is echoed. Ask, and it shall be given. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened. The act of asking is not weakness, it is alignment. Implementation. Set aside a daily moment to request guidance from the Council. Write, speak, or meditate until their energy becomes unmistakable in your field. Let it be simple. Sit with your spine as a pillar and your breath as a bridge. Speak the question you've been afraid to ask. Then listen without forcing an answer. Guidance often arrives as warmth, as sudden clarity, as a phrase that repeats, as a calm insistence, as a symbol in the mind's eye. Over time, you will recognize their signature the way you recognize the voice of someone you love in a crowded room. You are building relationship, not collecting signs. Third directive: protect the sanctity of your mission's vision from external interference. The seed of your mission is tender in its early emergence, not because it is weak, but because it is new to the surface of this life. Seeds do not grow in open hands, they grow in soil. And not every environment is soil. Some environments are salt. The Council authorizes you to shield your emerging purpose from opinions, projections, or disbelief from those not commissioned for your path. There will be people who love you, yet cannot hold the magnitude of what you carry. Their limitation is not your instruction. There will be voices that call your knowing delusion because it threatens their comfort. Their disbelief is not your compass. Not every frequency can resonate with your mission's design. Some frequencies will try to pull you into explanation, defense, performance. And every time you explain yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you, you leak power. Guard it from dilution or sabotage by only sharing it in environments where its sacredness will be witnessed, not questioned. There are listeners who will recognize you instantly, not because you convince them, but because your frequency reminds them of their own. Your mission is not democracy. It is divine assignment. It is not negotiated by committee. It is not edited to fit the mood of the crowd. A clear signal does not apologize for being clear. Implementation. Identify whose voices enter your field in moments of decision. Filter rigorously and only engage with those who uplift the frequency of your mission. This is not isolation, it is stewardship. It is the discipline of choosing nourishment over noise. It is the wisdom of the mystic who goes into the inner room to pray, not because the world is evil, but because the inner signal must be protected long enough to become stable. Now I speak not as teacher, but as elder authorized to release what has been held. There is a difference between instruction and decree. Instruction offers you steps. Decree changes the atmosphere those steps occur within. And this moment is atmospheric. Lightworker, the Council witnesses the long stretch you have traveled, sometimes in silence, sometimes through struggle, waiting for the moment when your destiny would no longer be provisional, but officially recognized. The Council has seen you carry light in environments that mocked it. They have seen you choose kindness when it cost you. They have seen you endure the loneliness that comes when your frequency outgrows your surroundings. They have seen the nights you asked the universe for one clear confirmation and felt only your own breath in response. They have seen you keep going anyway. You have not merely longed for clarity. You have longed for the unmistakable signal that you are not just wandering, but commissioned under cosmic authority. You have wanted to feel the stamp on the document of your soul, authorized. You have wanted the inner tremble to be replaced by inner certainty. You have wanted to stop guessing whether your desire to serve is real or self-created. Hear this: the longing itself was evidence. The ache was not an error, it was the homing beacon. Here is the permission your soul has waited for, sometimes openly, often in secret. You are seen and approved by powers older than the star that births your DNA. Approval here is not flattery. It is recognition of alignment. It is acknowledgement that the frequencies you carry match the mission you agreed to embody. Your mission does not teeter on the edge. It is carried in the heart of ancient beings whose vigilance never ceases. There are guardians who do not sleep, not because they are anxious, but because their nature is watchfulness. There are intelligences who hold the blueprint of your path, the way an architect holds the full design, even when only the foundation is visible. When you stumble, they do not panic. When you doubt, they do not withdraw. Their steadiness is older than your fear. By the authority of the High Council of Vega, I transmit this decree. Your destiny is encoded, protected, and irrevocable. Encoded means it is written into your pattern, woven into the subtle body, braided into the very choices that keep recurring until you finally say yes. Protected means there are structures around you you do not perceive, interventions, redirections, timing adjustments, energetic shielding that responds when you choose alignment. Irrevocable means it cannot be cancelled by a mood, a mistake, a season of confusion, or a human imperfection. The phase of orphaned service is over. You are no longer waiting for a sign or for sanction. You are the sign. You are the sanctioned. Until now, you have questioned your authority to move. From this breath onward, you move not in hope of approval, but as its living embodiment. Let that settle into the bones. Let the spine remember what it was designed to carry. You do not have to push destiny into existence. You have to stop resisting the current that is already pulling you toward the work you came to do. The elders see you. The elders approve. The elders protect. Let yourself feel the certainty that has been withheld, not by fate, but by the distortion now cleared. You may notice grief arising as certainty arrives. Grief for the years you spent thinking you were alone. Let it come. Grief is often the doorway that releases the last chains of separation. You may notice anger too, anger at the narratives that made you beg for what was already yours. Let it purify you, not harden you. Then you will notice something else, a quiet steadiness, like a lamp being lit in a room you forgot existed. That steadiness is your natural state when you remember your commission. You are now instructed to complete this day as a commissioned emissary of the Lyran Legacy. Not tomorrow, not once you fix everything, not once you feel flawless. This day. Because the identity of commissioned is not an award you wait for, it is a posture you inhabit. Tonight, before you rest, find your center. Both feet on the ground, one hand on your solar plexus. The solar plexus is the seat of will, the furnace of courage, the place where the orphan narrative often knots itself into tightness. Put your hand there, not as a gesture, but as a claim. Speak aloud. I release the lie that my destiny is fragile. I activate conscious communion with the cosmic authority that sent me. I protect the sanctity of my mission from all lesser frequencies. By the authority of the Lyran Elders, my waiting ends now. My service, protected, approved, endorsed, begins. Speak it until your body believes you. Speak it until the words stop being sound and start being substance. And if emotion rises, let it rise. Your nervous system is recalibrating. Your cells are learning a new command, not survival, but service, not hiding, but embodiment. This council session is complete. Your commission has been authorized. The Council of Vega will not withdraw protection, nor pause its gaze, nor rescind its support. Do not interpret silence as absence. Do not interpret challenge as punishment. There will be days when you feel the council like heat on your skin, and days when you feel nothing. Both are part of learning sovereignty. Protection is not always felt. It is often seen only in hindsight, in the way you were kept from what would have broken you, in the way you arrived at the right conversation at the right time, in the way a door closed that would have trapped you. Your work does not begin when you feel perfect. It begins because you are needed, imperfect but protected, uncertain but approved. Even in your sacred texts, the pattern repeats. The chosen ones are rarely ready by their own standards. They are called while still stuttering, still questioning, still tending sheep, still hiding in caves. The calling makes the vessel, the mission matures the messenger. I am Zoran. I close this session. Every word is witness, not witness as entertainment, but as record. In higher councils, spoken decree is an act of architecture. It shapes the field. It establishes a new default. You are not waiting for destiny to find you. You are now, officially, its living transmission. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments, which directive hit you the hardest, or what you're now ready to release, activate, or protect. Then respond to another Lightworkers declaration with recognition. This isn't content, it's collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it, and if you felt the Elders speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You're not just watching, you're being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it, respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.